Mark Cooper then ahead of Macclesfield at home. Mark, what can the players take from last week's comeback against Crawley?
What can they take? The fact that we kept going and we scored 2 very good goals, and we got 3 points. We didn't play particularly well, but it's that time of the season where any points you get are much welcome. So we know we'll have to play better than that, but it was another win away from home, which was given us a remarkable record.
And do you feel after you got 2 goals that you've maybe got the old Christian Deutsch back, or was it just the goals that were missing from his game maybe?
I think it's synonymous maybe with how we've played a little bit. We've probably not given him enough chances, to be perfectly honest. So 2 great bits of play to provide the chances for him from Reece Brown and Junior Mondale. Gave him 2 chances at what Christian does really well, and never ever thought he was going to miss those.
Macclesfield did you a bit of a favour midweek beating Exeter on Tuesday, but also, I suppose more importantly, did themselves a favour. What did you make of it?
Yeah, I went to the game. They could have been well behind in the first half. Could have been out of sight, Exeter, in the first half. And then the second half, Macclesfield had a right good go at them. They got the ball up to the big massive centre forward, Harry Smith, as quick as they could. Really, really aggressive in that. And they played off him and caused Exeter some problems.
And they'll obviously take some confidence from that as they come here. They do seem very difficult to beat at the moment, but I suppose no different to what you'd expect any team in their situation scrapping to get out of it.
Of course, yeah, they play the back 5 and difficult to break down. Saying that, Exeter had some good chances in the first half. Listen, we know what to expect. It's a team at the near the bottom of the league that are fighting for their lives, and they've had a tough season, but they've managed to get their heads just above it, at the right time with a chance to stay up, and I'm sure that's what the manager would have been looking for when he came in.
And you mentioned Sol Campbell there. What do you make of the job that he's done?
Yeah, he's done well. He's got a very, very big squad of players to pick from, so he's had to try and sort out that department and which players he uses and which players he doesn't, and he's stuck to a pretty settled lineup with a back 5, and they've brought the big centre forward in to be the focal point, so he's done a good job, and if he keeps them up, it'll be a very good job.
Obviously, people will come here expecting you to win, but how much do you need a repeat of the noise and the atmosphere that you had against MK Dons?
It's always nice, of course, to have an atmosphere. Always nice to have a positive energy in the stadium, and it showed that players respond to that rather than negative energy. But you get that by playing well, I suppose. And we know that we have to play well to have that positive energy in our stadium, and then hopefully we can get that on Saturday.
Obviously, making the playoffs is, if you like, the first target after trying to get 3 points on Saturday, but how much do positions within those playoff places also count as well, in terms of, could you be aiming for a home leg second, for instance?
Well, I think first and foremost you've got to get as many points as you can. I don't think we'd ever really be looking and targeting, if we were to get in the playoffs, who we'd want to play, because within the blink of an eye that can change with 1 goal. On the last game of the season you could end up playing someone that you perceive that you don't want to play, so we're just going to try and play as well as we can, get as many points as we can, and see where we finish.
Reece Brown's been nominated for March's Player of the Month. How good to see his contribution recognised?
Yeah, very good. Not sure we need the attention of that with him being in the position he is, but he deserves it. He's been very good. He played an unbelievable pass for Christian Deutsch's first goal last week that not many other players at this level would see. And he's had a brilliant season. Just shows, he was vilified a lot last year. And it just shows with a little bit of positivity and energy, and on his side, realising what needed to be done as a professional, what you can achieve, and he's gone from someone last year that nobody really was bothered about him playing in our team or looking at him to progress higher up the pyramid to now one that is probably on a lot of clubs' lists, recruitment lists for the summer.
And you said, maybe you could do without the attention on him, but did you maybe dodge a bullet with him not being in the League Two Team of the Year, which does seem a bit of a bizarre one?
I think everybody knows about Reece now, so whether he's in that or not, it doesn't matter. Everyone knows about him. It's whether anybody else will afford him the luxury that we do of him kind of being the fulcrum of what we do.
Injuries, how's the squad for Saturday?
Good, we're in a good place. Poor Digby's got an ongoing ankle problem, which was sore last Saturday when he came off. But we're more or less in good full health.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mark, how do you turn your outstanding away form into good home form?
If I knew that, Ash, I wouldn't be sat here. Difficult one. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes teams have a strong home form and can't win away. Sometimes they draw a lot of away games, but we've won a lot of away games, and maybe that's just the way it is this year, and we have to, if we can, we keep winning away and try and do what we can at home. But we have a clear identity of how we want to play, and that's been difficult at home of late for reasons that we've spoken about. And when we do get away from it, we're not as effective. So we have to try and get back to that as quick as we can. Whether circumstances allow that, we'll have to see.
5 games to go now. Really exciting times here.
Really exciting times. The fans, for players, for staff, we should fully embrace it. Could be sat in mid-table now with nothing to play for. We could be scrapping at the bottom of the league as we were last year. Trying to get points to keep us in the Football League. But we're not. We're fighting at the top end of the table to try and get into League One. So exciting times.
Have you got a points target from now till the end of the season, or is it game by game?
No, we just want to win every game. I think it's important that we try and win every game. And the next one's the most important. So yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned Harry Smith earlier from Macclesfield, 6'5", I think. How do you negate that threat?
Well, you know that they're going to try and hit him as early as they can, and try and get people off him. So we have to make sure it might not be win the first one. You might have to win the one that he flicks on, or be ready to drop off and win the one that he flicks on. And we're in the right positions.